athletic trainer Doug Halverson have done a ton of manual manipulation, mobility work, trying to get the swelling down, decrease pain. He went through a big-time warm-up, and he looks good moving out there, but this may be a pain-tolerant situation. But Armando wants to play. He promised us he'll be good to go, and here he is out here ready to go.
Holly, thank you. And needless to say, Carolina, a bubble team, and Jay, just about everybody thinks they need this one and maybe another one after this to assure themselves of an NCAA tournament berth.
I think North Carolina is in must-win territory. They have been for quite some time now, but this game, the Tar Heels have to have.
They split 2 with Virginia during the regular season. The Hoos won in Charlottesville. Pete Nance, who's got the ball, didn't play in that game with a back strain. Armando Bacot barely played, left him at 19 in after rolling the ankle. Then Carolina beat Virginia 12 days ago in Chapel Hill. So they know they can do it, but here comes Virginia. Again, so methodical, so poised. Great backcourt. Clark, Beekman, Franklin, Jaden Gardner. A do-it-all guy. What a wonderful 5-year career he's had at East Carolina and Virginia. And again, Francisco Caffaro, formerly known as Gaffaro, who has been a starter every now and again over his years in Charlottesville. He gets the start in the place of Vanderplas.
And in North Carolina's first offensive possession, just about a shot clock violation and a turnover. And North Carolina's got to try to find ways to score early in the clock. Try to get out in transition. Difficult to do against Virginia.
Bacot gets the bounce and Carolina strikes first.
Well, going against Caffaro, I think Bacot's going to have some opportunities. The question is Virginia going to bring a double? They like to trap the post to post, and then Carolina's going to have to play out of it.
Armand Franklin misses the mid-range jumper, and Bacot, the all-time leading rebounder in Carolina history, down with his first of the night.
And already Armando Bacot is, gingerly running up and down the court.
Yep.
And in a game like this, it's not too bad. I mean, he can handle it. It's going to be a slower paced game. You're not going to speed Virginia up.
Always near the bottom in terms of tempo. Gardner, a little shoulder contact to create space on Nance, and he knocks it down.
That's his game. I mean, he is a mid-range scorer that has a great first step, especially after his shot fake. And shot fakes are going to be key tonight for Virginia. Kihei Clark has one of the best shot fakes in the ACC.
Caleb Love had 22 in the win over Boston College last night, and he's got an assist here on a 3 by Leaky Black.
If Leaky Black can make that shot, that's going to loosen some things up. That's a long way for a defender to recover, because Virginia does a very good job of staying in gaps and protecting the paint. You have to knock perimeter shots down to stretch them out.
Reese Beekman misses a 3 at the other end.
And Virginia, not an offensive rebounding team. They send 3 guys back. They want to take away transition.
Caffaro knocks it away, but out of bounds. Still Carolina ball. Hubert Davis felt about as good about his team at the offensive end and the defensive end as he has all season. They were connected. Their voices in the huddle were really good. Tony Bennett obviously feeling for Vanderplas, the broken hand. What he told us seemed like a harmless play at practice yesterday. So now not only Francisco Caffaro, but also Caden Shedrick, who hasn't played at all, Jay, the last couple of games. He's got to play some significant minutes tonight for Virginia.
Yeah, you're going to see some different players playing longer minutes, and it's not going to be one player. Really good read of the defense by Kihei Clark to get that open shot in the corner. That was just a little floppy set. Defender goes over the top, and he fades to the corner.
Nance, and again a concerted effort early by Carolina to get the ball inside to Armando Bacot, and a foul on Caffaro.
And you can see how big Caffaro is. He's half a head taller than Armando Bacot, and he is a substantial body in there. And Caden Shedrick coming in for Caffaro right now. He's not quite as wide, but he is a good shot blocker, good rim protector, and that's going to be key in tonight's game.
Gardner knocks it away. Shedrick is a guy who at times in his career, Jay, looked like he was on the verge of really becoming a big thing, but his minutes have pretty much dried up here late in this season.
Well, he didn't play at all against Clemson and Louisville the last 2 games. Tony Bennett deciding to shorten his bench.
Good hedge there. And again, Leaky Black looking inside. Shedrick fronting Bacot at the time. Black's hit 1 3 already tonight, not this time, and the rebound down to Kihei Clark.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the shot. It's a shot clearly that Leaky Black can make. But I think North Carolina settled there. But you can see Virginia just packing the paint. Their gap protection, their weak side defenders, they're so good at, basically the ball's a magnet pulling them into the right position.
A steal by Leaky Black, a member of the ACC All-Defensive Team, and in fact the runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year in the conference to Reese Beekman of Virginia.
Now Carolina basically going 4 round 1. Now they're going to bring Baycott out to set a high screen and roll.
Beekman the tip, bounces back to Love. Love has it stripped.
Deflection and a steal in the same possession for Reese Beekman. Some players look, he sees.
Yep. Tony Bennett talked about his anticipation with us before the game. He's just got a remarkable sense of knowing where he's got to be and what plays got to be made.
Yeah, he's like a defensive Wayne Gretzky. You skate to not where the puck is, but where you think it's going to be.
Misses the 3. Look at you with the hockey reference.
Yeah, I wanted to make you feel a little more comfortable in your first game of the tournament.
Black into Baycott again. Here comes the double. And a turnover. Clark has Beekman with him. And Carolina back in transition.
When that double comes, Carolina's got to move. You have to give Armando Baycott an outlet to pass the ball out. If you just stand there, it's going to be picked off.
Armand Franklin with a shot fake, a drive, and draws a foul. Well, not a lot of offense, Jay, in the early going. Leaky Black responsible for a good chunk of it on one shot.
Well, Caleb Love, if you can get any sort of penetration, Caleb Love able to turn the corner and draw a defender, then he kicks it back out. And look how far Armand Franklin has to recover.
Your glasses say a lot about you, so you want frames that fit your face, your style, and your budget. Book your eye exam today. Get 2 pairs of glasses for $95 plus a free eye exam and lens upgrade. Find your perfect fit at My Eye Lab.
Discover everything boating at the Palm Beach International Boat Show. Over $1.2 billion in yachts, boats, and accessories, from inflatables to the most luxurious super yachts in the world. Seminars, live music, cuisine and beverages from more than 100 vendors. A true VIP experience. The Palm Beach International Boat Show, March 23rd through 26th, downtown West Palm. pbboatshow.com.
Why do you love Promised Land Dairy Midnight Chocolate Milk? Is it because it's naturally delicious? Mm-hmm. Or because every sip tastes like melted ice cream? Mm-hmm. All of the above. Again.
Have you ever tried this stuff? It's great.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by New York Life. Over 12,000 agents there to help guide you through life's happiest and most difficult times. And Intuit TurboTax. Well, such an unbelievably iconic program, the North Carolina Tar Heels. Roy Williams is one of few of these. And he is watching the game tonight, and like everybody with a vested interest in the Carolina program, they know the meaning of this game. Now, Carolina, again, did beat Virginia less than a couple of weeks ago. But if you look at their overall body of work, most people, including Joe Lunardi, have them on the outside looking in. Close, but on the outside looking in. Some people feel they need to win the tournament to get there. Just about everybody, though, feels they definitely need to win this game and then see where they're at after that. And it's not like they have, I'm sorry, Jay, it's not like they have bad losses, because they don't. They just don't have those quality wins other than the one of Virginia that really jump off the page at you.
Yeah, when you start looking at the numbers, they're quad 1 wins, which I'm not a big fan of the quad system, but that's what's used to evaluate teams. And it's not dispositive, but that's what the committee uses to organize their information. And whatever you use to organize, that's going to be in the minds of the committee members.
Turnaround by Black, left it short. And it's Virginia ball, down by 2. We'll talk about Clemson in the second game, another team that is looking for a big week here in Greensboro, hoping to solidify an NCAA tournament berth. Clemson and NC State coming up in the second game. Boy, the Wolfpack looked good against Virginia Tech last night.
Well, in the 2 games that North Carolina's played against Virginia, the Tar Heels have only had 4 second chance points in each game. And they were outscored in the paint in the 2 games by 18. And that's got to change if they want to win this one.
Shedrick tapped it out, but into the hands of Love.
And so far, Virginia has protected the paint expertly. North Carolina's not getting anything inside the paint unless they get it into Armando Bacot. He's got to work to get an angle.
And it
feels like a slice to the low post now. And getting him on the move, I think, is a good thing.
Feels like every possession at both ends is going right down to the end here with the shot clock. And this one is no exception. Davis gets it off and hits. 7-3 Heels.
As soon as the double team came to Armando Bacot when he caught it on the left block, R.J. Davis went on a run to get the ball. You cannot just stand at the 3-point line and expect Bacot to throw it through 2 defenders. He can dribble out of it, but the perimeter guys have to move and make themselves available, and somebody's got to get to the front of the rim too.
Shedrick off to Franklin, and he knocks down the jumper. Just the second made field goal for Virginia to get him back within 2.
Well, Armand Franklin has really settled in this year after transferring last year from Indiana. And at Indiana, he shot about 42% from 3, but he's been more efficient this year. He knows where his shots are coming from.
Nice kick from Love, but Leaky Black will kick it back out to Davis, and the Heels reset.
Not sure Leaky Black shouldn't have pulled the trigger on that one. So tough to find open shots against Virginia.
And a held ball. The possession arrow will give it back to the Hoos.
Now take a look at R.J. Davis here. You're going to see him on the right side right there. And the double's going to come right away. Jaden Gardner goes right away. All of a sudden he's doubled, and instead of just standing there, he moves to an open area, catches the ball, and then he can take on Kihei Clark one-on-one at the end of the shot clock. That was a really smart cut by R.J. Davis. R.J. Davis still trying to overcome. Holly Rowe had an amazing report last night about R.J. Davis's mother nicknaming him Weasel.
Right.
Because weasels are ferocious.
Which was news to you.
It was news to me.
And to many others.
Even though the weasel is from the Mustela genus that also includes the badger and the wolverine, the mink and the otter. I wouldn't have chosen weasel as a ferocious animal.
She could have gone with Wolverine. Here he comes. Honorable mention all ACC R.J. Davis, averaging about 16 points per game this year. DeMarco Dunn is in for Carolina. Puff Johnson as well. And Black fouled and will be at the free throw line for the Heels when we come back. Holly Rowe with much, much more on R.J. Davis when we come back.
I'd go with mink or polecat.
Your glasses say a lot about you, so you want frames that fit your face, your style, and your budget. Book your eye exam today. Get 2 pairs of glasses for $95 plus a free eye exam and lens upgrade. Find your perfect fit at My Eye Lab.
Discover everything boating at the Palm Beach International Boat Show. Over $1.2 billion in yachts, boats, and accessories, from inflatables to the most luxurious super yachts in the world. Seminars, live music, cuisine and beverages from more than 100 vendors. A true VIP experience. The Palm Beach International Boat Show, March 23rd through 26th, downtown West Palm. pbboatshow.com.
Why do you love Promised Land Dairy Midnight Chocolate Milk? Is it because it's naturally delicious? Mm-hmm. Or because every sip tastes like melted ice cream? Mm-hmm. All of the above. Again.
Have you ever tried this stuff? It's great.
Welcome back to the ACC men's basketball tournament. North Carolina coach Hubert Davis was surprised to learn that the childhood nickname of R.J. Davis was Weasel because he was a small, ferocious little thing. He said, no, I would have given him the nickname Cupcake or something similar. He's just the nicest kid ever. For crying out loud, he has a Minions backpack. He even related a hilarious story about how when they were kind of down at one point in the season, he went to the guys and said, we need a word. We're at Notre Dame. It's going to be a tough game. And when things aren't going great, we need a word that gets us back on track. What word can I say to you? And RJ with a straight face looked straight at his coach and said, Hakuna Matata. And Hubert said, I love you. That's a great word, but that's not going to be the word we're using. We need something a little stronger than Hakuna Matata. Like, how about box out?
Hubert was in great spirits before the game. Holly, thank you very much. And I guess Hubert's kids not really Lion King fans growing up, because Hubert wasn't intimately familiar with Hakuna Matata, and as wonderful a sentiment as that is, Coach Davis vetoed that for the huddle pep talk.
Yeah, it's probably not the right huddle thing, but Holly has really given Marlon Perkins a run with the Weasel story. I've learned a lot about the Weasel family. I still think Wolverine's the right way to go.
Another held ball. The arrow gives it back to the Heels. We are almost 9 minutes in. Carolina up by 4, and Armando Bacot trying to stay warm and loose when he is not in the game. So on the bike right now. Again, for those who didn't see in the game last night against BC, rolled his left ankle, the same one he rolled against Virginia in January, not the same one he rolled in the NCAA in the tournament last year. But you could see the look on his face when it happened, Jay, like, not again. He has had ankle issue after ankle issue, but even though he's far from 100%, he'll obviously get back in there and play through it as best he can.
Double team came at Pete Nance. He turned away from it, but still Jaden Gardner able to get a piece of that. North Carolina, this is going to be a slow-paced game. It's really difficult to speed Virginia up, but you still have to run your offense with pace. Make a pass, make a hard cut, and try to move that defense and then attack it.
Does it wear down an opponent mentally to play at the Virginia pace for 40 minutes?
It's not so much the wear down mentally as it's rhythm disrupting. You're used to a game that goes up and down, and now all of a sudden the game's really slow. And so it's hard to get rhythm. You're used to getting more shots, more reps. It's like being in a dentist's office for a couple of hours.
Well, the Phillips 66 Big 12 championship continues. Kansas and Iowa State have advanced onto the semis. You can see the quarterfinal lineup tonight. Those games over on ESPN2. And we want to echo everybody else in the college basketball world, sending our best to Bill Self, who is dealing with a health issue right now. Kansas announced a couple of hours ago that Coach Self will not coach at all during the Big 12 tournament. And sending our best to Bill Self for a full and speedy recovery.
Yeah, all the best to Bill Self and his family, and get well soon. His health is certainly more important than the Big 12 tournament. But look at the pressure that Kihei Clark puts on the ball. He's guarding R.J. Davis, and everything is contested. Every catch, every dribble.
Clark voted third team all ACC, and you look at the guys on the first and second team and you say, okay, I get it, those are great players, but boy, Kihei Clark's about as valuable to his team as anybody in this league. And how about a pretty sweet up and under there from DeMarco Dunn?
Well, you can't allow him in the paint. He can shoot it if he has some time, but he's starting to play at a higher gear, and if he plays more minutes, that makes North Carolina that much better.
Ryan Dunn in off the bench for Virginia, as is the freshman Isaac McNeely, a very good shooter.
And Ryan Dunn is going to be a great player.
Beekman, left hand up and in, might have drawn a foul as well, but they play on as Virginia's back within 2. And I agree with you on Ryan Dunn. I think a couple of years from now we're going to be talking about him as one of the best forwards in the ACC.
Well, he's going to be the next great defensive four-man that Virginia has. Kind of in the DeAndre Hunter, Isaiah Wilkins mode. He's so athletic and lengthy.
And interesting now with the injury to Vanderplas. Ooh, big screen. Kihei Clark got leveled by a legal screen from Nance. He just didn't see it coming and got the worst of it.
Well, that freed up R.J. Davis for that drive, but it's almost like that's what you have to do to get Kihei Clark off of you. I mean, he gets right up underneath you. And hello, Pete Nance.
And when you're 5'9" and the guy you're running into is 6'10", you're going to get the worst of it. The layup for Davis. Nance out, Bacot back in, Leaky Black coming in as well as Davis sits down. So Carolina gets a little bit bigger right now. Dunn, Love in the backcourt, Puff Johnson, Leaky Black, and again the return of Bacot up front. Gardner with a turnaround.
I don't know why he faded away against Puff Johnson. Just take the ball right into his chest and go to the basket. Well, Jaden Gardner is such a good scorer.
Love, and not the one they're looking for, but it's kept in play by Puff Johnson, and they still got plenty of time on the clock. Bacot says give it back to one of the guards and let's start over, but Beekman read it. Beekman steals it, and Beekman finishes it.
And those are the ones that are so difficult. You're trying to get a shot, and Reese Beekman, just like a defensive back, shoots the gap and takes it the other way.
And as mentioned earlier, the ACC Defensive Player of the Year. Well, he almost gambled on that one.
Well, he plays the ball. You know, everything he does is about the ball, not about his man.
2 to shoot. Turnaround, Leaky Black is short. Clark the rebound. Well, you talk about a game being played at Virginia's pace.
You can talk about speeding up Virginia. You're not going to do it.
No.
You know, it's easier to slow a game down, and they are expert at it.
McNeely, and the Cavs have the lead. First time tonight, Virginia's been on top.
Isaac McNeely, 45 of his 67 field goals on the season are threes.
Boy, that was kicked by Cafaro, but no whistle. And now Virginia comes up with it. And a rare chance to run as Beekman lays it in. He's got 8, Virginia by 3.
When Beekman has made 2 buckets at the basket where he got hit and still finished the play. He's a creative finisher around the basket. Virginia playing right up to the 3-point line, but not out further than that. They are just mucking everything up. Look, everybody's in the lane.
And Bacot called for the offensive foul. Momentum in Virginia's favor, Jay, right now.
Virginia not having much success on their offensive end, so turn defense into offense. Reese Beekman with the steal, and then more defense for Beekman. Knocking the ball away, Kihei Clark comes up with it and gives it to his all-defensive backcourt mate. That's a great defensive backcourt.
Your glasses say a lot about you, so you want frames that fit your face, your style, and your budget. Book your eye exam today. Get 2 pairs of glasses for $95 plus a free eye exam and lens upgrade. Find your perfect fit at My Eye Lab.
Discover everything boating at the Palm Beach International Boat Show. Over $1.2 billion in yachts, boats, and accessories, from inflatables to the most luxurious super yachts in the world. Seminars, live music, cuisine and beverages from more than 100 vendors. A true VIP experience. The Palm Beach International Boat Show, March 23rd through 26th, downtown West Palm. pbboatshow.com.
Why do you love Promised Land Dairy Midnight Chocolate Milk? Is it because it's naturally delicious?
Mm-hmm.
Or because every sip tastes like melted ice cream?
Mm-hmm.
All of the above. Again.
Have you ever tried this stuff? It's great.
Time now for a studio update. Michael Leaves here. Steve Wojciechowski is coach of the Big 12, Texas, Oklahoma State.
Well, this is a big-time play by Tyrese Hunter right here. Great pass by Marcus Carr. It's always better for Texas when Hunter's making threes.
Tom Crean, thank you very much. Steve Wojciechowski, how about you take the Big East, DePaul and Xavier?
Well, DePaul continues the momentum from their exciting win over Seton Hall, shooting 78% from the floor.
Guys, thank you very much. Welcome back to Greensboro. Along with Holly Rowe, Jay Billis, I'm Dan Schulman of Virginia on a 7-0 run. And now lead Carolina by 3. Again, the Tar Heels in desperate need of this game and probably more if they have any shot of getting an NCAA at large. Reese Beekman has been great tonight and given an assist on the bucket by Gardner.
Virginia running that mover blocker, they call it sides, where the 2 big guys are screeners and the other 3 are cutters. And just really good action working off of Jaden Gardner. You help on the cutter, they just drop it off to him. So good in the mid-range.
So the blockers are the screeners and the cutters are the movers.
You are right on your game. That's what makes you the best in the business.
When I decide to show up. Shot clock running down again. Stop me if you've heard that before. And a shot clock violation on the heels. And here's how much they love forcing shot clock violations at Virginia. They track them in the game notes. That's the 25th time this year an opponent has had a shot clock violation.
A very patient crowd that likes shot clock violations.
Yes. They appreciate a good 30 seconds of defense as much as any aspect of the game in Charlottesville.
But really, for North Carolina, their offense has to help their defense. So far, their offense has turned the ball over, and that's put their defense in some bad spots. You can't guard a run out.
Boy, great movement off the ball by Beekman. Clark found him, and then Beekman found Caffaro for the slam.
Just a next level view of the game. Not only defensively, where his anticipation is so good, he sees what's happening, but he also sees what's happening on the offensive end to make a very intelligent cut to the basket.
Davis can't get away from Kihei Clark.
I don't think anybody can.
Well, that's one way to do it, and he'll knock it down to stem the tide.
Well, what North Carolina can't afford to do, in my view, is dribble too much. But, you know, make a couple passes, they get taken away, and all of a sudden you're a little worried about making those passes. But just make a pass fake a pass to make a pass.
Boy, with Virginia offensively, it's not just the ball movement, it's the movement off the ball. You see such rhythm and coordination between Beekman and Clark and whoever else is out there. They are always looking for each other. And is Beekman having himself a half or what?
Well, he had 13 points, 5 assists, and 5 steals against North Carolina in the last game. And he's having a similar game where he's impacting the game at both ends.
Average is just over 9. He's got 11 already. Love misses. Nance runs it down. And the foul is going to go on Caffaro.
Just a really smart job here by Reese Beekman. Look at this cut to the basket. He sees when Caleb Love turns his head. He cuts right to the basket, and that draws Armando Bacot. And then over the top of this screen, you go underneath it. Reese Beekman able to knock down that three, and he's having a terrific game. A complete floor game for Reese Beekman.
So, Jay, I'd imagine there are a lot of Carolina fans watching the game saying, get the ball to Bacot, get the ball to Bacot. How do the Heels against Virginia get Bacot the ball in a good spot to make a play?
They've got to get him on the move. You're going to have to screen him into the post or get him into the middle of the floor when you can play some sort of high-low or 4-round-1.
We'll see if they can do that when we come back.
Your glasses say a lot about you, so you want frames that fit your face, your style, and your budget. Book your eye exam today. Get 2 pairs of glasses for $95 plus a free eye exam and lens upgrade. Find your perfect fit at My Eye Lab.
Discover everything boating at the Palm Beach International Boat Show. Over $1.2 billion in yachts, boats, and accessories, from inflatables to the most luxurious super yachts in the world. Seminars, live music, cuisine and beverages from more than 100 vendors. A true VIP experience. The Palm Beach International Boat Show, March 23rd through 26th, downtown West Palm. pbboatshow.com.
Okay, now I need an adjective.
Rich. No, wait, creamy. Oh, indulgent. Can you fit tastes like melted ice cream in there?
You're just describing Promised Land Dairy Midnight Chocolate Milk, aren't you?
Well, yeah, it's kind of all I ever think about.
Same.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Principal. When you take care of your team, they take care of business. And the Oscars on ABC, Sunday, March 12th, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Reese Beekman has been all over the place for Virginia here in the first half. With more, here's Holly Rowe.
Well, obviously, Reese Beekman deserves every word he got this postseason. He has been playing terrific, the ACC Defensive Player of the Year, and he came into some really good company. Look at the dominance in this category. Reese Beekman joined what they call the Brotherhood, a pretty impressive club right here. DeAndre Hunter, Isaiah Wilkins, Brogdon, of course, was fantastic, and Atkins. It's Raylan really a great honor. They did a nice little social media post with him that said, hey, welcome to the club. And he has proven that he defends at a high level. He's got great instincts, and he deserves that award and all the accolades he's gotten. We're seeing it play out right in front of us right now.
Absolutely, and no slouch at the offensive end. Third in the ACC in assists and second nationally in assist to turnover ratio, because he just never gives it up, never coughs it up.
I'm no slouch myself.
Oh, don't sell yourself short. You're a tremendous slouch. Shot clock down to 4. Franklin. And Black down with a rebound for the Heels, who have just been stymied offensively for most of this game. There's a foul call on Isaac McNeely.
And Virginia really doesn't go after the offensive boards. Tony Bennett would rather take away transition from North Carolina than take the chance of sending 2 or 3 guys to the offensive glass. And North Carolina getting beat in the paint, but what's really hurting the Tar Heels right now, it's 9-0 in points off turnovers. Carolina's got 6 turnovers, a couple of them shot clock violations. But it's those turnovers for touchdowns that have hurt North Carolina.
Carolina averages 77 points per game. A much needed bucket there by Davis. It's a 3, and that gets him to 18. And he's got half of them.
Yeah, that's 9 points now for R.J. Davis, and he's going to have to be really aggressive, because getting the ball inside to Bacot has proven to be really difficult, and he gets doubled right away when he gets it.
Love hasn't scored. Bacot's got 2. So Davis has been carrying them at the offensive end.
Well, it's so difficult to guard these cutters coming off screens and rescreen action.
Franklin left hand up and in as the Cavs drive the ball to the rim again.
Well, you have to force him to dribble because you don't want him shooting it. He's made 58 threes on the season, but you give him a straight line drive to the basket, he's going to be able to finish that.
Tony Bennett not sure he liked that call.
Well, he'd like to have his defenders a little closer together, where R.J. Davis doesn't have the chance to split those defenders, but a nice little juke move to get past Pete Nance, and doesn't even bring his right hand to the ball, just wants to get it up on the rim and on the backboard as quickly as possible. Just a really quick, strong drive by Armand Franklin.
That's the 6th foul on Virginia. Neither team is in the bonus yet.
Icing that ball screen, keeping it on the right side of the floor. It's such a well-drilled defensive team.
Bacot having to work hard, can't finish it, and it's Virginia ball.
Well, they are forcing him to go over bodies to get a score, trying to get it quickly, but there's no question Armando Bacot's a little bit hobbled.
Gardner, good patience, kicks it back out, 10 to shoot.
See, Virginia's running their offense with much more pace, much more movement than North Carolina.
And getting good looks. Gardner. Nance down with it for Carolina with 1.5 minutes to go in the first half.
This is an important 1.5 minutes. Can Carolina get back into this?
Second 3 of the night for Leaky Black, and they're back within 4.
And that was because of the quicker attack in transition, the penetration, and then the kick. And Leaky Black was ready to shoot it, no hesitation.
And the Tar Heel fans making themselves heard for the first time in a while here in Greensboro. Beekman, not this time. Long rebound to Clark. Beekman again, this time for 3. And Nance down with a rebound.
When Caleb Love can't take off in transition because Kihei Clark's right there on him.
A rejection there by Caden Shedrick, one of the things he does best. 32 seconds away from the All-State halftime report. Reese Davis, LaFonso Ellis, Seth Greenberg. They'll show you the day action here from Greensboro. Miami a win over Wake. Duke rolled over Pitt. Also what's going on at the Big 12 tournament as well.
Well, right now, Caleb Love is having to think more about who's guarding him than running offense. It's so difficult.
Davis Yes!
Boy, what an answer by North Carolina. Virginia could have stretched it out, but Carolina flexing a little bit of muscle the last couple of possessions to get back to a one-point game.
R.J. Davis has half of Carolina's points, knocking down another 3 as the Tar Heels make a bit of a run. They're back within 1 in the closing seconds of the first half.
Your glasses say a lot about you, so you want frames that fit your face, your style, and your budget. Book your eye exam today. Get 2 pairs of glasses for $95 plus a free eye exam and lens upgrade. Find your perfect fit at My Eye Lab.
Discover everything boating at the Palm Beach International Boat Show. Over $1.2 billion in yachts, boats, and accessories, from inflatables to the most luxurious super yachts in the world. Seminars, live music, cuisine and beverages from more than 100 vendors. A true VIP experience. The Palm Beach International Boat Show, March 23rd through 26th, downtown West Palm. pbboatshow.com.
Okay, now I need an adjective.
Rich. No, wait, creamy. Oh, indulgent. Can you fit tastes like melted ice cream in there?
You're just describing Promised Land Dairy Midnight Chocolate Milk, aren't you?
Well, yeah, it's kind of all I ever think about.
Same.
A 6-0 run for Carolina. They're back within 1. You said an important minute and a half. So far, what we've seen of that last minute and a half has gone very well for the team in blue.
I mean, Carolina was down 7. And in a transition situation, Leaky Black hits one from the left corner, and then R.J. Davis hits a tough one from the right wing. Now it's a 1-point game. If Carolina gets a stop here.
2 fouls to give here, too, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd use it until they get inside the line.
And there's one. That's why Dunn's in the game. Seth Trimble's in the game as well. So Hubert Davis can use those guys. Dunn commits 1. They've got 1 more to give here if they want.
You just want to make sure that Virginia doesn't get in a shooting motion before you give the foul. You want to let them get a dribble or 2.
McNeely got it off. Nance down with a rebound, and the half comes to a close with North Carolina playing very well in the last minute and a half, getting back within 1. Big first half for Reese Beekman, but Virginia's lead down to 1 at the break here in this quarterfinal game at the ACC tournament in Greensboro, North Carolina. Holly Rose with Tony Bennett.
Well, Coach, in that first half, you guys go on a 7-0 run fueled by Reese Beekman. How do you describe his energy and effort, how he's impacted this game?
He's leading Carolina by 1. What's at stake? Here to Greensboro, the winner advances to the semis against the winner of our next quarterfinal matchup that we'll have for you tonight. Clemson against North Carolina State, Miami, and Duke winning earlier. Dan Shulman, Jay Billis, a very Virginia kind of half. Played at their pace. They're up by 1. Anybody's ball game second half?
Well, yeah, it's a 1-point game. But North Carolina, we talked about in the first half having to run their offense with more pace. Yeah. You know, you can't. Virginia's been able to slow them down because they're so physical. I mean, this has been a physical body-on-body game the whole game, but pace in the half court is going to be really important.
Holly Rowe had a chance to speak with Hubert Davis moments ago.
Coach, I would say Hakuna Matata, but it's been very difficult to get the ball into your mix today. How do you get that post entry, get Armando a little bit more involved?
Yeah, you know, he's got to work harder to catch the ball where he can be effective. He's catching the ball 2 or 3 steps outside the lane. Just not going to be effective out there. And also they're bringing late double teams. He's got to do a better job at getting position closer to the basket where he can be effective, where they can double team. And we just need him in the second half.
R.J. Davis has been terrific, but how do you get other guys involved?
Well, we have to have more movement. I talked to you before the game that offensively, you have to have a 0.5 mentality. As soon as you catch the ball, you got to shoot it, drive it, or pass it. I think we're holding the ball 1 extra second. We're dribbling the ball 1 extra second. Got to move the basketball and attack and get to the basket through post or penetration.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thanks a lot.
But the issue, of course, against a team like Virginia, some of the easier said than done, right? Like Hubert Davis knows what his players need to do. How easy is it to put that plan into practice?
It's really difficult against this Virginia defense. I mean, you try to run a high ball screen, and they hedge it so hard almost to the point of trapping it, and you can't see the roll guy. You know, with Pete Nance, you can, set a screen and he can pop out of it and then you play from there, but it's really difficult. I think you just have to get more cutting.
Gardner just using his strength to back down Leaky Black a little bit. And Leaky Black telling one of the officials on the way back down on D, watch that forearm that he was giving me.
Well, he just knocks him back, and then he's got that good mid-range game. I mean, in East Carolina, he was a 19, 20-point-a-game scorer. And, I would talk to Kelvin Sampson and his staff about it. He was the most difficult player to guard in the American Conference when he was playing for the Pirates.
So the first 2 baskets of the second half belong to Virginia. Davis open in the corner, and he buries the 3. And it's a 2-point game. He's got 15 of Carolina's 27.
And that was set up by the penetration along the baseline by Caleb Love. He was able to freeze that defender just getting around Armaan Franklin. And sometimes the penetration just doesn't have to take you all the way to the basket. Sometimes 1 or 2 dribbles can do it.
Love's 4th assist of the night. The answer at the other end from Armaan Franklin.
That's 2 times that Franklin has gone on that side against Leaky Black, and then on the other side, Leaky Black got switched off on Jaden Gardner, and Gardner just took him into the post.
Carolina eliminated Virginia in this tournament in Brooklyn in this round last year, beat him 63-43. Beekman, no, but Caffaro with an emphatic yes.
You got to get a rotation. If Armando Bacot's going to go block that shot as a weak side shot blocker, that's leaving the offensive glass wide open for Caffaro.
Caffaro, a 7'1", fifth-year senior from Argentina. He's had some international action playing for Argentina's national team. A guy who at times in his career in Charlottesville has been a starter, at times a role player. And again, if you're just joining us, Tony Bennett is without the services of Ben Vanderplas tonight. Broken hand in practice yesterday. Unfortunately, done for the season.
And it happened when they were working on their post double teams. That's why you should never run defensive drills in practice. And North Carolina's been using Pete Nance with that high ball screen, and then Armando Bacot can duck in, but they've had a problem throwing out of that ball screen action because of the defense.
Boy, look how hard R.J. Davis had to work for that shot, and it's down to Virginia.
Everything's challenged. And you get deep in that shot clock, it gets even more difficult. That's why North Carolina has to attack earlier. Great pass.
Clark to Gardner. How many times have Virginia fans seen that the last couple of years between those two?
Well, that's that mover blocker offense. The screen is set by Jaden Gardner, and then he can either roll to the basket or fade, pop out wide. I mean, it's so difficult to guard because they run it so well. And they run it over and over and over. See, Gardner sets the little screen. They curl off it. Pete Nance helps on it. Now he's got to recover to Gardner. And he just comfortably gets into that mid-range shot where he is so effective.
Caffaro just picked up his 3rd. He goes to the bench for Virginia. Armando Bacot sits down. Less than 3.5 minutes into the second half. Puff Johnson is in. Pete Nance now in effect the 5-man for the Heels.
And with Bacot out, they can spread the floor now because Pete Nance can play out on the perimeter. That opens up some driving and cutting lanes.
And right now, R.J. Davis is keeping Carolina in this game. He's got 18.
And it's really about stops. Virginia's not going to be throwing the ball inside to Caden Shedrick. He's going to be a screener. But they're going to be looking for Gardner off some of these screens in this mover blocker offense.
Franklin into traffic. Gardner with a follow.
Boy, the guards have to block out too. And right now, North Carolina's not rebounding on the defensive end with all 5 guys.
Nance with a height advantage on Franklin, kicks it out to Leaky Black, and now gets it back. Love with a shot fake, drives and draws the foul.
And they got it off the reversal. Virginia kept it to one side of the floor. They reverse it, then they can attack.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Principal. When you take care of your team, they take care of business.
Your glasses say a lot about you, so you want frames that fit your face, your style, and your budget. Book your eye exam today. Get 2 pairs of glasses for $95 plus a free eye exam and lens upgrade. Find your perfect fit at My Eye Lab.
Discover everything boating at the Palm Beach International Boat Show. Over $1.2 billion in yachts, boats, and accessories, from inflatables to the most luxurious super yachts in the world. Seminars, live music, cuisine and beverages from more than 100 vendors. A true VIP experience. The Palm Beach International Boat Show, March 23rd through 26th, downtown West Palm. pbboatshow.com.
Okay, now I need an adjective.
Rich. No, wait, creamy. Oh, indulgent. Can you fit tastes like melted ice cream in there?
You're just describing Promised Land Dairy Midnight Chocolate Milk, aren't you?
Well, yeah, it's kind of all I ever think about.
Same.
What a run Tony Bennett has had in his 14 years as head coach in Charlottesville. Think of the turnover in the ACC coaching ranks in the last couple of years. Roy Williams, Mike Krzyzewski, now Mike Bray, now Jim Boeheim. Do a little play on words. Here is Tony Bennett, now the dean of ACC coaches. You win 70% of your games in league play. That'll help. How about 6 outright or shared regular season titles in the last 10 years? 2 ACC tournament championships, and of course, most notably, the 2019 National Championship. It has been an incredible run for Tony Bennett as the head coach at Virginia, and really I think they've established a baseline that is the envy of just about every other program in the country. They may not be national championship good every year, but this team is going to be competitive every single year.
Not only that, impeccable chalkmanship.
Yes,
you could read that so easily. Just a master at the chalkboard. But with this smaller lineup that North Carolina's put out on the floor, I think Hubert Davis is trying to spread the floor and not having it clogged up by a big guy that's down there, and see if you can get more driving lanes and really put this Virginia team in a little bit of rotation, because you're not getting anything out of throwing the ball inside with those quick doubles.
Kind of amazing, isn't it? And again, Armando Bacot may not be 100%, but a guy as good and accomplished as he is, that right now, right in this moment in this game, their best plan may be to not have him in there at the moment.
Well, he's hobbled, and that's certainly not helping it. But with Pete Nance at the 5, the ball should move a little bit more, and that's nicely done there. The screen in the slot, then the roll, and Caleb Love came off that with some pace and got it to the other side of the floor, to the opposite lane line. Now watch him roll to the basket, and when he took it to the opposite lane line, all of a sudden it's got to be picked up there by Ryan Dunn. Otherwise you could just hook pass it to Puff Johnson for an open 3 in the corner. This spread floor is much more effective for North Carolina in this type of game.
First basket of the night for Nance. Completes the 3-point play, and that beautiful feed from Love into Nance was Caleb Love's 5th assist of the night. And they're back within 2, and that has brought their fans back to life again.
And now it's about stops. And Virginia in their sides offense. Great pass.
Wow. Backdoor cut by Clark, and Franklin found him.
Just right off that little opposite elbow back screen. And you can back screen, you can take it to the basket, you can rescreen it. It's so difficult to guard because all that's happening in space on the weak side.
Love into the chest of Gardner, stolen away by Beekman. Clark bobbled it, got it back, and then turned it over.
Very few turnovers in this game for Virginia, but North Carolina and Puff Johnson doing a good job of taking away that pass.
Johnson picked up his dribble and turned it over.
There's just nothing there. Right now, Virginia has dominated the paint, and they have dominated points off turnovers. I don't think North Carolina has a single basket off of Virginia miscue.
That's the 9th turnover committed by the Heels, and Beekman converts at the other end.
Did a great job of protecting the ball to get through those 2 defenders. And Virginia works on those creative finishes at the basket, because when Beekman takes it in there as a guard, he's going to have to finish over bigger guys. Good pass.
Nance open for 3. And
Even though he missed it, that's a good shot.
Yep.
That's the kind of shot that North Carolina has not been getting throughout the course of this game.
Nance had 4 threes, 22 points against the Hoos 12 days ago in Chapel Hill. Beekman headed to the line.
Here's that mover blocker sides offense. Watch the left side of the floor. Little back screen from Dunn, and then throwing over the top. Just not enough pressure on the ball from DeMarco Dunn. Then excellent use of the ball to get through that split and protect it, and then get up to the rim and finish that by Reese Beekman. Such a good driver. And he really does have a complete game. He's worked on his shot. He's become a much better shooter. He shoots about 38-39% from 3. He puts up numbers, Dan, in assists, steals, and blocks that have not been put up in the ACC since Grant Hill did it at Duke. That's remarkable.
Good
remarkable.
Company. Yep. Beekman came into this one with 25 assists and 1 turnover in his last 3 games. Yet most of the attention he gets, and it's understandable, is for how amazing he is on the defensive end. A round and out for Davis.
Well, those are 2 in a row. Reese Beekman's free throw, and then that one by R.J. Davis, that both were in and out. Boy, these guards for Virginia are really good cutters.
And Ryan Dunn fouled on his way to the rim. Again, great ball movement and player movement by the Hoos.
You think they're coming off a pin down, then they re-screen and go the other way. Their pace is really good. It's just difficult. You know, all their cuts are to the ball or to the basket, and those are the most difficult things to guard in a cutter.
Well, the nothing but net crew is going to be back at it tonight after the second game between Clemson and NC State. They'll break down all 4 games here at the New York Life ACC tournament, post-game interviews, and a look ahead to the semis as more and more. Kelsey Riggs has her hands full with Luke Hancock and Carlos Boozer and Joel Berry, and that's Joel's beautiful little baby girl Carter, who is up there with the crew. Ooh, a trip. Yeah, inadvertently, but Shedrick tripped Love. Number 3.
North Carolina needs to keep attacking the basket with this smaller lineup.
Never too early to learn the cheers, right? If you're growing up in a Carolina family. Davis, the source of the bulk of the offense tonight, gives it up. And how about that rejection from Ryan Dunn?
A 7-foot wingspan, athletic, and a live body. What a great recovery by Ryan Dunn to block that shot. That was a sure basket, if not for that blocked shot.
If you're not a Virginia fan or an ACC fan and you haven't seen a lot of them, he's kind of biding his time, getting better, playing behind some older players. But he's going to be something for this Virginia program.
Well, it has been 1 and out for North Carolina. There are no offensive rebounds available. That was a really good block out by Isaac McNeely on DeMarco Dunn.
Good defense by DeMarco Dunn on Franklin, who then turns it over. Davis in transition got fouled by Franklin.
Well, DeMarco Dunn, his defense on Franklin, forcing him to pick up his dribble, that allowed that sort of weak pass, and R.J. Davis able to take it away. You know, that's the kind of defense that North Carolina needs to play.
R.J. Davis with more than half of Carolina's points tonight. And Hubert Davis is going to bring Armando Bacot back into the game. Davis with 19. The rest of his mates with just 17 as Armando Bacot returns.
But with Bacot back in the game, that initial set that Carolina was running to start the game where they went 4 around 1, and Bacot's laboring to get up and down the floor.
Yeah, he is.
He's really gutting it out, just like he did in the championship game against Kansas. Immediately, Tony Bennett's going to put him in ball screens. He's in drop coverage.
McNeely off the screen. Got to stay close to him. Beekman. Shedrick.
Shedrick sets the screen. Beekman curls into the middle, and Shedrick just rolls right to the basket. You're worried about the ball, and then the cutter's the one that's open.
Dunn, a strong drive, and he will be at the free throw line when we come back. Hayden Shedrick, a bigger role because of the injury to Ben Vanderplas, and making the most of his minutes tonight.
Oftentimes when you set a screen, you're the one that's going to be open. Screen set by Shedrick. He rolls right to the basket on the open side, and Beekman just lobs it right up to him, drawing two defenders. Leaky Black can't get over in time. Beautiful offense by Virginia.
Your glasses say a lot about you, so you want frames that fit your face, your style, and your budget. Book your eye exam today. Get 2 pairs of glasses for $95 plus a free eye exam and lens upgrade. Find your perfect fit at My Eye Lab.
Discover everything boating at the Palm Beach International Boat Show. Over $1.2 billion in yachts, boats, and accessories, from inflatables to the most luxurious super yachts in the world. Seminars, live music, cuisine, and beverages from more than 100 vendors. A true VIP experience. The Palm Beach International Boat Show, March 23rd through 26th, downtown West Palm. pbboatshow.com.
Why do you love Promised Land Dairy Midnight Chocolate Milk? Is it because it's naturally delicious? Mm-hmm. Or because every sip tastes like melted ice cream? Mm-hmm. All of the above. Again.
Have you ever tried this stuff? It's great.
What a performance last night by the backcourt of the Wolfpack. Terquavion Smith, Jarkel Joyner combined for 50 points in a stellar effort as the Wolfpack hung 97 on Virginia Tech. Their next game against Hunter Tyson and Clemson. The Tigers are the 3 seed, but in a very interesting position. They're a bubble team, even though they're the 3 seed in the ACC. And look at Kevin Keats. Oh, Wolf packed up here for this game as the Tigers get loose in the hallway across the way from us. Really looking forward to this one. And Clemson again, a fascinating case. They've got some really good wins this year, including 2 over NC State. Went into Raleigh 12 days ago, beat them by 25. But they've also got some troubling losses. Lost to Loyola Chicago, lost to South Carolina, lost to Louisville. I think they're a fascinating team to be evaluated by the tournament selection committee.
They've got 4 quad 1 wins, and again, I'm not a fan of this quad 1 business, but 3 of those quad 1 wins are on the road, and I don't know how many teams in the at-large nomination pool are going to match that. DeMarco Dunn missing both free throws, and that's a little bit deflating. North Carolina hadn't missed a free throw before that.
Virginia by 7 here in the second half. McNeely launches and hits another one. The freshman from Poca, West Virginia, gives the Hoos their largest lead of the night.
Just out of the timeout, it was a staggered screen, and McNeely set the first of that stagger, then came off it after the cutter. He was the second cutter and was wide open for that shot. And McNeely was player of the year in the state of West Virginia last year, and he can really shoot it.
Well, the offensive glass left open on the help there, and Baycott happy to capitalize.
Yeah, that was overhelp by Caffaro. McNeely was there to force a tough 2. And there's no reason to leave to go block that shot and leave the offensive glass wide open for Armando Baycott.
Caffaro playing with 3 fouls. Shedrick on the bench with 4 for Virginia.
Well, right now, North Carolina is chasing these cutters. The movement for Virginia in this mover blocker offense is excellent.
The movers are moving and the blockers are blocking as Gardner gets to the rim and draws the foul.
Now watch the left side of the floor here. You can see a little staggered screen, and watch number 11, McNeely. Now he's going to come over. It's actually, there's the stagger. So he's the low man on the stagger, and then he turns. And then Caffaro takes out Caleb Love to give him that little bit of extra time to knock down that shot.
Gardner will be at the line for the Cavaliers. 2 shots. McNeely, the freshman, 39% from 3 on the season. Second foul on Baycott, who got the worst of it physically as well, still holding his throat.
Yeah, he took one from Gardner right in the neck as Gardner was trying to ward off the block shot. And that's supposed to be an offensive foul, but If you want a foul called in this game, you better buy a whistle yourself.
And Bacot right back to the bench. So back to this really 5-out offense for Hubert Davis with Nance, Black, Puff Johnson, the front court right now for the Heels.
And now Tony Bennett going to match that smaller lineup that North Carolina has on the floor.
Let's check in with Holly.
Well, guys, an update on Caden Shedrick. He is out with those fouls, but he's also been receiving medical attention. His mouth is all bloody on the right side. He was actually trying to figure out if one of his teeth was loose. Lots of blood coming out of his mouth. They've been treating him on the bench. Hopefully he can come back in, but I don't think it's broken or loose from what I could see as he tugged on that tooth.
All right, Holly, thank you. So a very small lineup in there right now for Virginia with Ryan Dunn, the biggest guy on the court for the Hoos.
See Shedrick trying to go up and block that shot. Just took one right in the chops from DeMarco Dunn. And that'll get you counting your chiclets on the bench afterwards.
Third quarter final here in Greensboro. Miami and Duke won earlier today. Clemson and NC State still to come.
Boy, these hedges are so good by Virginia.
Ooh, Tony Bennett is as angry as Tony Bennett can get. Thought Ryan Dunn went straight up in the air on that.
I differ with him on that. I thought his arms were down. But in today's college game, it's rarely called. I mean, the arms came down. But he did get ball there.
Third on Dunn, Nance to the line. So Shedrick 4, Dunn 3, Caffaro 3, Vanderplas out with a broken hand. So a little mix and match, a little thin up front right now for Bennett and Virginia.
Carolina going to put a little full court pressure on. And actually against Virginia, it's not bad to actually throw a little 1-2-2 out there or something just to slow the advance. That way you don't have to guard this stuff for as long. When you put full court pressure on, you can take 8-10 seconds off the clock before Virginia's able to get in anything. Then you're negotiating fewer screens.
Clark with a long jumper. It's a 2. And it's a 10-point lead for Virginia.
Virginia just takes whatever you give them. You go under a screen, they'll pull back and shoot it. You try to go over the top, they'll curl it and take it to the rim.
Love for 3. That is Caleb Love's first field goal of the night. He's got 5 and Carolina's within 7.
It's also one of his first open shots.
Yep.
And North Carolina got it because they reversed the ball.
Pass deflected. So it stays with Virginia, 15 to shoot.
One thing North Carolina can't afford to do is overhelp on some of these cuts. You know, you can stunt at the cut as a help defender, but if you overhelp, I mean, Jaden Gardner was wide open there. And if it weren't for that deflection, he would have had an easy basket.
Into McNeely, the freshman, giving Virginia some good minutes tonight. Clark into Gardner. Turnaround, no. Nance the rebound.
Good help by Puff Johnson to pick up Gardner on that roll.
Love to Nance. Assist number 6 for Love, and it's a 5-point game.
Much more effective in this spread floor attack for North Carolina with the smaller lineup.
Inside 8 minutes to go. Gardner, a miss from a spot he normally makes.
But he was wide open because 2 were drawn to the ball on that little curl cut.
Love left alone. In and out. Johnson draws the foul.
The spread floor makes blockouts that much more difficult. And Puff Johnson with the offensive rebound near stick back. But Caleb Love with the wide open 3 on ball reversal for the first time in the game. He's got a little rhythm going into a shot. And then drawing the defender off the ball screen, and Pete Nance rolling right to the basket in the middle of the floor.
Your glasses say a lot about you, so you want frames that fit your face, your style, and your budget. Book your eye exam today. Get 2 pairs of glasses for $95 plus a free eye exam and lens upgrade. Find your perfect fit at My Eye Lab.
Discover everything boating at the Palm Beach International Boat Show. Over $1.2 billion in yachts, boats, and accessories, from inflatables to the most luxurious super yachts in the world. Seminars, live music, cuisine and beverages from more than 100 vendors. A true VIP experience. The Palm Beach International Boat Show, March 23rd through 26th, downtown West Palm. pbboatshow.com.
Why do you love Promised Land Dairy Midnight Chocolate Milk? Is it because it's naturally delicious?
Mm-hmm.
Or because every sip tastes like melted ice cream?
Mm-hmm.
All of the above. Again.
Have you ever tried this stuff? It's great.
Michael Leaves here with your studio update. Action from the Big 12. Tom Crean, we got Texas and Oklahoma State.
Sir'Jabari Rice has got the best shot fake, the most lethal shot fake in college basketball, but he didn't need it there. Straight bucket 3.
Steve Wojciechowski's go to the Big 10. Penn State, Illinois.
Penn State sending a message to the selection committee. Andrew Funk, 5, second half 3.
Think they get that win? They're pretty much solidified in the tournament.
Well, a lot of bubble talk, guys. Thank you very much. So Oklahoma State is trailing North Carolina. They need this win. Everybody who follows the heels knows that. By the way, Arizona State, UCLA, 11:30 Eastern tonight on ESPN right after our game. USC, excuse me. Arizona State, USC, forgive me. 11:30 Eastern right here on ESPN right after our Clemson NC State game. So if you're a fan of Oklahoma State or Penn State or Carolina, Arizona State matters to you. It's not overstating it. 7:40 to go in this game. Carolina's tournament hopes riding on what happens in the next 7 minutes and 40 seconds. And I think everybody understands, even if they were to win, that may not be enough. But don't you think automatically they absolutely need this win tonight just to even have a chance, right?
Yeah. I don't think there's any question about that. And if I were North Carolina right now, I'd put on some full court pressure and slow the advance. It's not necessarily to get a steal. You're not saying you wouldn't take it, but that way you don't have to guard as long.
How about that? An immediate payoff there as they force a turnover.
Just the 5th turnover of the game for Virginia. And Virginia just looked like they almost weren't prepared. They hadn't been pressed all game long. But the pressure was great, the initial trap to get the turnover. But just to slow the advance, and that way you don't have to guard their half-court offense for as long.
Shot clock at 5. Love with the drive, and Shedrick got it from behind.
Caleb Love tried to take it to the other side of the rim, but he wound up taking it into more pressure than he avoided.
Clark off the screen. Kicks to Franklin, who knocks down the 3.
That was overhelp. You overhelp on that curl cut, and you leave it wide open in the corner for Franklin.
Leaky Black misses the 3. Clark down with a rebound.
And time of possession. You know, North Carolina spending far more time on defense than they are on offense. And they are chasing every cut.
Foul on Puff Johnson. That's the 4th team foul here in the second half.
First personal, James Boyd.
And I said Shedrick. It was actually Franklin, I think, who got a piece of it.
But it was 2 defenders there. And because of the overhelp on that curl by Kihei Clark, Armon Franklin wide open for that 3 in the corner.
Clark up top. Shedrick had it knocked away, and back comes Leaky Black.
Better watch Kihei Clark from behind.
R.J. Davis gets it back through the fingertips of Love and back over to Virginia.
Just trying to dribble through all that traffic with Shedrick. When you bring a ball screen up, all of a sudden you got two guys. Now, Pete Nance got in the way. That was part of the problem. But North Carolina just can't afford turnovers. Even though it wasn't a live ball turnover, now they're back playing defense again.
And the foul on Davis. His second.
Boy, this Virginia team is so disciplined offensively. They're cutting, and the decisions, the reads they make of the defense, it's really beautiful to watch.
Beekman. And fouled by Nance. Hubert Davis can't like that, how easily Beekman got into the lane.
Tar Heels foul was on 32. Pete Nance.
Number 3 on Nance.
That's his third. Sixth Tar Heels.
Well, North Carolina has to make some of these cuts go through their chest. Right now they're just chasing.
Beekman 79% on the season, misses the first.
You know, we talk a lot, Dan, about reading the defense when you're an offensive player, whether you have the ball or a cutter. It's hard to think of many players that read the offense better as a defender than Reese Beekman.
Yep. And the word that Tony Bennett used pregame with us was anticipation. He seems to know what the other team is going to do before they even do it sometimes. And again, they're not in a rush. And this is what's tough about trying to make a comeback late against Virginia. That clock just keeps on ticking.
Clock seems to move faster when you're playing against Virginia.
Yeah. Boy, off balance by Puff Johnson. Nothing there.
They're trying to get a quick attack, but just not strong enough with that move. And now you're going to have to play 30 seconds of defense again.
McNeely kicks it out to Franklin. And Nance down with a rebound. 4:45 to go. 8-point game. Davis. Shedrick cupped it up on the glass. Love for 3. Just his second basket of the night. But it's a big one for the Heels.
Essentially an offensive rebound for Pete Nance, and smart enough to kick it back out for a step-in 3 from Caleb Love. Another offensive rebound that leads to a 3. And North Carolina needed that one desperately.
They are still down by 5. 4:32 to go as the Heels bench erupts.
Your glasses say a lot about you, so you want frames that fit your face, your style, and your budget. Book your eye exam today. Get 2 pairs of glasses for $95 plus a free eye exam and lens upgrade. Find your perfect fit at My Eye Lab.
Discover everything boating at the Palm Beach International Boat Show. Over $1.2 billion in yachts, boats, and accessories, from inflatables to the most luxurious super yachts in the world. Seminars, live music, cuisine and beverages from more than 100 vendors. A true VIP experience. The Palm Beach International Boat Show, March 23rd through 26th, downtown West Palm. pbboatshow.com.
Okay, now I need an adjective.
Rich. No, wait, creamy. Oh, indulgent. Can you fit tastes like melted ice cream in there?
You're just describing Promised Land Dairy Midnight Chocolate Milk, aren't you?
Well, yeah, it's kind of all I ever think about.
Same.
Michael Eaves here with you. A little update. Championship week in full effect across your ESPN platforms. ESPN2, Big 12 action, Texas, Oklahoma State, SEC Network. Auburn making a run right now in Arkansas. Over on ESPNU, we got Wichita State and Tulsa. But if you want to break from the hoops, how about the best team playing right now? The Bruins on ESPN Plus taking on the Oilers. But Dan and Jay, just so you guys know, the only game I'm watching is yours.
All right, Michael, attababy, you are with us. How about the Pac-12 men's tournament presented by New York Life? UCLA and Oregon already into the semis. Unfortunately for the Bruins, they have to go the rest of the way without Jalen Clark out for the season with an injury. A big one coming up again at 11:30 Eastern tonight on ESPN, USC and Arizona State. the Sun Devils, a bubble team. So if you're a fan of Carolina or Clemson, who we will see next, what Arizona State does tonight may impact your team's chances. Let's go to Holly.
Well, guys, in that last Virginia huddle, the emphasis was on not turning it over with this upgraded Carolina defensive pressure. We've seen them go more pressure and want better shot selection, but taking care of the basketball, the biggest thing right now for for Virginia.
And for North Carolina, guys got to make plays, and Leaky Black just made a heck of a play at the defensive end.
Yeah, saved another basket. That was a great cut to the front of the rim by Armand Franklin on that drive.
R.J. Davis, who has carried the load offensively for the Heels, will be at the line when we come back. But let's look at the Leaky Black defensive play on the way to break.
On the baseline drive, Armand Franklin gets right to the front of the rim. Little drop-off pass, and Leaky Black with a basket-saving block. And North Carolina needs every one of these big plays to have a chance to win.
Your glasses say a lot about you, so you want frames that fit your face, your style, and your budget. Book your eye exam today. Get 2 pairs of glasses for $95 plus a free eye exam and lens upgrade. Find your perfect fit at My Eye Lab.
Discover everything boating at the Palm Beach International Boat Show. Over $1.2 billion in yachts, boats, and accessories, from inflatables to the most luxurious super yachts in the world. Seminars, live music, cuisine and beverages from more than 100 vendors. A true VIP experience. The Palm Beach International Boat Show, March 23rd through 26th, downtown West Palm. pbboatshow.com.
Okay, now I need an adjective.
Rich. No, wait, creamy. Oh, indulgent. Can you fit tastes like melted ice cream in there?
You're just describing Promised Land Dairy Midnight Chocolate Milk, aren't you?
Well, yeah, that's kind of all I ever think about.
Same.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by New York Life. Over 12,000 agents there to help guide you through life's happiest and most difficult times. Well, kind of a difficult time right now for the North Carolina Tar Heels. Are they looking at the NIT unless they can pull this one out and get another one tomorrow night? They are down 5 late in this one to Virginia. Miami over Wake by 2. Wake had a half-court shot to win it at the end of the game. Duke mauled Pitt today. Clemson and NC State still to come. Right now, it's Virginia, Carolina, 3:56 to go. Virginia leading by 5, and R.J. Davis at the line for 2 for the Heels as he misses the first, and this is the ACC's leading free throw shooter on the season.
Right, North Carolina's missed several free throws in the second half. These two could have gotten it down to a 1-possession game. Carolina going to bring the full court pressure, so after the initial pass, you're going to get a quick trap.
Gardner back to Clark. There's the trap. Clark gets out of it by finding Beekman.
But even with Virginia breaking that pressure, you're down to about 15 before they start getting into offense. I just think it's a smart move to play that way.
Wide open Gardner. Oh, and Carolina catches a break there.
Just a miscommunication between Puff Johnson and Pete Nance.
Nance keeps it, spins, lost it. Well, he knew what he wanted to do, and he was almost there, just couldn't keep the dribble on the spin.
Every time North Carolina gets within striking distance, Virginia, for one reason or another, able to stave them off.
Beekman pull up, no. Rebound, Leaky Black. Inside 3 minutes to go. Love trying to drive by Clark, and he's fouled.
You saw Caleb Love. He was waving off R.J. Davis, saying, give me some space and let me take a middle. Drew a little bit of help, was able to draw that foul. And Caleb Love, who's also a good free throw shooter, just gave the wave off, just put his shoulder down, went right past Kihei Clark and into his body. Armand Franklin came over to help. Another missed free throw. Wow. And North Carolina has had so many opportunities to cut this Down. They could have cut it to a one-possession game. This one would do it, but they could inch even closer.
They've missed 5 in the second half.
Yeah, at one point they were 7 of 7 from the line. And I think DeMarco Dunn missed 2 in a row, and that sort of started this.
5 for 10 since.
That's 50% by my calculation.
Congrats. 3-point game, 2:47 to go.
Almost a steal by Caleb Love. But just this little full court pressure has disrupted rhythm a little bit of Virginia's offense.
Five to shoot. Franklin the drive. Off the glass and good.
Boy, did it through contact. Got a switch, and he had R.J. Davis on him. And Armaan Franklin has a size advantage.
McNeely on Davis.
And Kihei Clark giving help. Oh, what a play by R.J. Davis. Boy, so smart of him to go away from Kihei Clark. Clark was helping off of Caleb Love right in the middle. Watch him there helping, and then he just gave a little move and decided to go right. You can't really come off that corner shooter, Puff Johnson. If Reese Beekman commits, you pass it out. If not, you go right at Isaac McNeely. What a big-time play by R.J. Davis, but he's been doing that all game long.
24 for Davis, and it's a 2-point game.
Where would North Carolina be without R.J. Davis?
Clark gets it over and gets fouled. And that will be the 7th on Carolina. So 1-1 coming for Kihei Clark.
Kihei Clark, a 75% free throw shooter. He's tried to split that double team and able to pick up the foul. The ACC's all-time wins leader. Trying to get another one in the ACC tournament.
Just a fantastic 5-year career for Clark, a part of that national championship team as a freshman.
Tony Bennett's done pretty well with point guards from California. Had London Parentes and now Kihei Clark from Woodland Hills, California.
Makes them both.
Reese Beekman guarding R.J. Davis. Good pass.
Puff Johnson misses the 3. Out of bounds off Nance. It's Virginia ball.
Right now,
back in.
Right now for Virginia, getting the ball inbounds cleanly. And Virginia's been catching it coming toward the baseline. And that makes it a lot easier to trap. And even though Kihei Clark is small back there, I still think he can throw over the top.
Clark will dribble it over. Boy, a huge possession. It's already a 4-point lead for Virginia. 1.5 minutes to go.
Kihei Clark trying to get some cutting going in that mover blocker offense.
Beekman has done so much for the Hoos tonight. Finds Gardner. And Davis called for the foul.
Well, first Reese Beekman got fouled coming off that exchange. There were 2 hands on the ball handler. It wasn't called. But Jaden Gardner just made himself available right in the middle of the lane after setting this screen. See, Pete Nance has 2 hands on him. But you got to get over and rotate in front of him. And R.J. Davis was behind him.
Jaden Gardner, 3 years at East Carolina, 2 at Virginia. Got emotional on senior day. Just had a wonderful couple of years in Charlottesville. And in the 5 years between the 2 programs, over 2,300 points and almost 1,100 rebounds. And a 6-point lead for Virginia.
North Carolina won't turn down a 3, but they don't have to have it. I still say attack.
Love for 3. Virginia ball.
So you take that shot, and it's a shot Love can make, but that was a deep three. And Carolina's not been getting a ton of offensive rebounds. But you don't give yourself a chance to get fouled doing that. And that can extend the game. You score with no time going off the clock, then you can put on some full court pressure, maybe get a turnover. So not the best decision of shot for North Carolina.
And Gardner right back to the line for the Hoos.
And down the stretch, Virginia knocking in their free throws. North Carolina has not been quite as good from the line.
One of two for Gardner. Still a 3-possession game with just over a minute to go. Davis creates some space. Can't hit it. Gardner the rebound.
Really good pressure on that shot from Kihei Clark. Just a step back three from R.J. Davis, and Virginia salting this away.
Moving closer to a spot in the semifinals tomorrow night. And meanwhile, on the other side, what slim NCAA at-large hopes Carolina may harbor. Those feel like they are slipping away free throw by free throw right now. And it's a chant of UVA that you can hear around Greensboro. They may be outnumbered some by the Tar Heel fans, but they're the more vocal group right now. Puff Johnson for three. Swatted by Shedrick. Franklin. And at the other end, Shedrick with the exclamation point.
I'll give Caden Shedrick some credit. He doesn't play the last two games against Clemson and Louisville, and he's come in when needed and has done a really nice job.
Count that basket. It'll still be 66-57. Caden Shedrick, as you said, getting a chance to play. Ben Vanderplas out with the broken hand. This he does very well, and then you love big guys running the floor.
Armand Franklin with the unselfish pass on the pipe cut from Caden Shedrick. And Virginia dominated the paint scoring. Points off turnovers was the difference in the game. They took advantage of every North Carolina miscue that their defense forced.
So the 2 seed Virginia, they are going to advance into the semifinals tomorrow night against the winner of our next game between Clemson and NC State. And Carolina fans seem to understand their fate. And this might not be the year for them to get an NCAA tournament bid, and they might be looking at a trip to the NIT.
Virginia going back to their more traditional sides offense, that mover blocker without Ben Vanderplas in the lineup, lost for the season. But the Wahoo's showing they are still a contender.
Love a basket, but that is going to do it. A terrific second half by Virginia, and Tony Bennett's team has advanced on to the semifinals here with the New York Life ACC tournament with a 68-59 win over Carolina. Tonight's Verbo player of the game is Reese Beekman, who did a little bit of everything and a lot of most things, Jay, for Virginia tonight.
Well, 15 points, 5 assists, 5 steals. Talk about playing every facet of the game. Reese Beekman is a great college basketball player.
Armando Bacot clearly bothered a little bit, maybe more than a little bit, by that ankle from last night. Didn't play much the last 15 minutes of the game. It just wasn't working with him in there. Hubert Davis tried to go smaller with a different lineup. But Virginia just kept doing their thing, kept playing their game. And they have advanced on to the second semifinal tomorrow night, where they will take on the winners of the Tigers and the Wolfpack. The game we'll have for you 30 minutes from now, right here on ESPN. The #1 seed Miami and Duke have also advanced to the semis. Holly Rowe is with Reese Beekman.
Well, Reese, part of this game changed in the first half when you had 7 straight points because of your defensive turnovers. How did you fuel this game with your defensive pressure?
It was just a game plan from the start. You know, we came in this week ready to work on defense, and that was the mindset I came into. So we just came together as a team and had a great defensive game.
Coach told us before the game that your ability to anticipate, not only defensively, but how you read offense. How did you really help your team be a step ahead?
Just playing through the system, you know. We took our time to slow everything down this week and just, you know, play our game. And I feel like everybody did their part tonight. We got a great win.
You guys had a blow yesterday when one of your best players, Ben Vanderplas, broke his hand. How did Shedrick fill in a big way tonight?
He did a lot. You know, he's a rim protector, a live threat, and, you know, just he impacts the game and